Good morning, my dear ones, my soul sisters and soul brothers. Thank you for joining our meditation and yoga philosophy course and being here. I will I would like to welcome first, hello Abby, Caris, hello, Chloe, hello, Gigi, John, hello, Manmin, good morning, Marina, good morning, hello, Mel, hello, good morning. Couldn't hear. Okay, give me a sec. If you could hear and see me clearly, please isang like naman. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. How about you, Dave? Hello, Marina. Hello, Mel. Hello, Makoy Prabhu, Milka, and Shay. Gail, Mataji. Hello, hello. Of course, others will join. And, yan. If you could hear me, much better. If not, let me know. So, how's everyone? By the way, this is the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Forgive me, I haven't posted yet um, yung list ng mga books. I'm just waiting for the um, sorry, what do you call this? Inventory. Kasi dumating yung mga bagong books dito sa temple. Then tomorrow, I will bring sets of books. This one, the Japamala or the Chanting Beads. And most probably, the books will be in bundles kasama ng mga ibang meditation and yoga philosophy books. And later, I will post it in the group chat for one to be able to see which one they are interested. These are not for sale, but we are requesting for very few amount minimum donation para sa printing costs. It is far, the price is different from the bookstore kasi printing cost lang talaga siya. But if you don't wish to, we have ebooks and PDF file. I just sent it sa ating group chat. You can read that and you can make your own Japamalas. No worries. But getting the books also is supporting the temple and the other philanthropic activities and mga services. So without further ado, let's move forward. Hello, Hare Krishna, John. John Ray, dalawa yung John natin. Ayan, naririnig tayo ni John David. Si Dave, John Dave. Dave na lang tawag ko sa'yo, tapos isa si Ray. Kasi parehas kayo nun dyan. Hare Krishna. And if ever, please, dun sa group chat natin, if you're using a name or your nickname sa Zoom, you can choose one na kung saan kayo comfortable that for me to address you para hindi ko isipin na magkaibang tao kayo. I would know. Madali ko rin matandaan. Please help me with that. So we are now entering the realm of our study sa ating yoga philosophy section ng ating course. And how to study the yoga philosophy, most specifically this Bhagavad Gita as it is. Those who did their yoga teachers training course, most probably you studied Bhagavad Gita. I just don't know which version. There are different versions of the Bhagavad Gita. We will discuss that also. Pero the mood in studying the Bhagavad Gita is you don't finish reading the book. Sabi nga ng mga Bhakti yogis, those who are studying the Bhagavad Gita, if you say you finish reading the book, you are also finished. Because this book is ever fresh. This is eternal, actually. Time immemorial, andito na yung Bhagavad Gita. This is like the manual of life. And even a lot of scholars are saying, pag nawala yung mga book sa buong mundo, maiwan yung Bhagavad Gita, you will know, you will find your purpose in life. The Bhagavad Gita was compiled 5,000 years ago. Previously, they don't need that. They are called Srutidhar. What they hear, they could memorize, even just once. Pero ngayon, hindi natin maalala. Natin maalala anong ginawa natin kahapon, 3:33 p.m. What more learning philosophies, wisdom, and other things. So, it was compiled in books. So, those who are mga hardcore na mga book lover, sorry to say, 100 years pa lang ginagamit ng pen and paper. Dati sa palm leaf sinusulat yon. Kasi yung iba kasi galit sila. Dapat hindi digital yung mga books, paper dapat. Pero ganun din yun. Importante ko yung laman ng books. Ako, I'm much more comfortable reading in paper, paperback book. I have my Kindle. I use that for traveling, pero I use the actual book. I do color it with highlighter and all. So this book was, they needed to compile it in writing. Kasi in the future, like us, in the future generations, yung mga tao would be forgetful. So it has to be written. Yung attention span natin napakaiksi. How it is, how come that this book is ever fresh? Bakit ko sinasabing ever fresh? Kasi even now, this book is relevant. And even in the future, the wisdom is relevant. So the mood of this study sa Bhagavad Gita is not to finish it. It's a continuous study. So the mood is not to conquest, but in the mood of request. In the mood of humility. Kaya sa yoga and sa mga gestures, the most important mudras is pranam. Mood of respect. So, before we enter sa realm ng study, we should always pay our respects and obeisances sa mga teachers natin in the line of the study ng Bhakti Yoga. The study of the Bhakti Yoga, this yoga philosophy and meditation, is not invented by someone. May isang author, nag-meditate, naghinap, may vision. No, it's not like that. This is being passed down from the source, the original source, from the Supreme, being passed down from generation to one generation hanggang umabot sa atin, hanggang ipapass pa siya in the future. It is called parampara or guru, teacher and student relationship. Some of the gurus will teach it to the students, and some of the students will become gurus, then they will pass it down. So join me as we recite the invocation mantras. Later on, we will explain ano yung mga meaning ng mga mantras na to pertaining to the respect and offering obeisances sa mga teachers natin. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya evacha Patitanam pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo namo namaha. So these particular mantras, the first two, are specific for the teachers, spiritual teachers, and the last one, the Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, is for everyone, those who are students of the yogis, the Yoga Sutras, or the Yoga philosophy. If you want to read this, nasa introduction siya ng Bhagavad Gita together with the translation. So yes. So if you're looking for a Bhagavad Gita, or if you have one, we are using Bhagavad Gita as it is translated and nag-write ng purport si A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Ito yung introduction. I don't know if nakikita nyo. Yan. And together, andito yung mga invocation mantras before starting the study ng yoga philosophy. and even the translation. So we are entering the second, actually 3 days yung introduction natin. Ang dami, no? Pero the second day ng introduction, actually this Bhagavad Gita also, mahaba introduction na ito, 30 plus pages. Welcome again. I'm your servant, Radha Charandas. For those na ngayon pala naka-attend, welcome. And if you want to catch up, every after class natin, we are uploading the recorded session. So you could also review. The slides, the keynotes will be sent sa group chat din natin. So you can take down notes pa rin, of course. But you don't have to copy everything kasi we will send it. So this is my favorite service as a monk. Studying and teaching. And the mood ng isang teacher, the greatest teacher nga daw is, he is always in the mood of a student. He always wants to learn. And the best way to learn is to teach it. So together with you, I'm also studying. Bakit ever fresh ang Bhagavad Gita? Because even if mabasa mo siya cover to cover, and you read again, laging fresh yung mga realizations. If you have the copy of Bhagavad Gita already, you can sometimes open the book and see related sa buhay mo yung makikita mo. Sobrang, magical siya. I've been reading Bhagavad Gita since when I was 13 years old. 14, 13, yeah. 33 na ako ngayon. I've met the monks when I was younger. I was into, may mga nagkatalong bakit daw ako, paano daw ako napunta sa ganitong practice. I've met the monks because I was into music and arts and underground scene when I was early on ng teenager life ko, 13, 14 years old. Vegan and plant-based na ako noon. Hindi pa uso yung mga vegan ngayon nung panahon na yun. Ilan pa lang yung restaurant. Early 2000s. But I was so hungry kasi hindi pa ako marunong magluto noon. One friend invited me to a vegetarian party. Dito that, I know, mga monks yung mga kasama ko. And from then on, nagulat ako, they were my neighbors. They were renting one place in a village near us. Just beside our village sa south, sa Parañaque. Then, araw-araw ako pumupunta doon. I became friends with the monks. Di ako naging monk kagad, but it instilled yung impression. And it's cool, di ba? I was into arts, I was into music. I was still in high school, then college. Pero friend ko yung mga monks. They are my advisors. I ask advice from them. Mga major decisions sa buhay ko, I will ask them. Nag-college, nag-school, after school, nag-board exam, nag-business, nag-pursue ng arts, and nag-travel. Still, friends ko yung mga monks. Until I decided, teka lang, this is not the life for me. Maybe I should try. Then I went to India. Then pagbalik ko, iba na yung buhay. So that is the shortest version ng story ko, paano ako naging monk. I have some few guestings sa ibang podcast, and also we have a podcast where I told some story. It's you're right to know kung ano yung story ng teacher, but it's also awkward for me na ulit-ulitin yon. So if you want the link, I could send you. So yes, even before and hanggang ngayon, habang binabasa ko yung Bhagavad Gita, almost 2 decades na, laging may bago, laging ever fresh, laging may new realization. Like, yung mga dinadaanan ng tao ngayong pandemic, the depression, the anxiety, it's there. The search for happiness, the search for peace of mind, the healing, is inside Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita, Gita is song, Bhagavad is Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the song of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He did not just talk. In the spiritual realm, kung napapansin nyo, may mga Sanskrit to, and also yung recite natin, and may mga highlights sa akin. Sanskrit na ito, it is metered. Yan. Naka-metered siya, naka-size siya, may tono siya, counted ang syllables. Really like an art, a poetry. Pero ganun magsalita sila dati. In the spiritual world, ganun din. Yung mga demigods, ganun din sila. In Sanskrit, in terms, tayo pag nagkasalita tayo, free form. Unless si Shakespeare ka, ganun ka normal. Ewan ko ganun ba magsalita si Shakespeare ng normal. Pero before, that is the way. Every words are like a song. And every movement is like a dance. Di ba yung mga nag-yoga? All the movement. It's an offering. If you're doing Surya Namaskar, it's an offering to Surya Namaskar. Paying obeisance to Surya, the sun god. And Surya, or Vivasvan, will offer your offerings to Krishna. Because he's a demigod. So anyway, papag-usapan pa natin yung mga short history ng Yoga Sutta Masanas. But this is the Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God. As it is, bakit? Because there are actually hundreds and hundreds of versions of the Bhagavad Gita. The problem was, yung mga author na nag-translate galing sa Sanskrit, they have their ulterior motives. Because they're authors. That's their business. That's their work. Then they will translate it according sa desire nila, according sa group kung saan sa belong. They don't even practice the Bhagavad Gita. They don't have a teacher. So we don't expect yung purity ng translation ng Bhagavad Gita. So if you see other translations, medyo labo-labo siya. This is the perfect recipe for a practice to water down. Just like yoga. The yoga asana that we have now, it's already watered down. That's the fact. That's the reality. People will insert something. Diba? Mayroong beer yoga. Nag-yoga sila habang intoxicated. So it doesn't make any sense. It's not a form, hindi lang siya exercise, not just an exercise or flexibility. So the Bhagavad Gita is also like that. Ang dami na experience with translation. As it is, because it was translated by a monk, a swami, in a renounced order of life, a guru. He translated it according sa desire kung paano gusto ni Krishna ma-deliver yung message. He is also a devotee of Krishna, and he has teacher. Kasama siya dun sa line ng teacher and student relationship. Or we call it parampara. So the process of understanding and studying it, napapasa sa kanya. Then he translated it. Kaya as it is, walang binago. There are commentaries. Later, papag-usapan natin ano yung purpose ng commentaries or purports. But the Sanskrit and the translation is there. You could see the Sanskrit is there. Yung mismong character ng Sanskrit, we call it Devanagari. Deva is demigods or gods. This is the language of the gods. This is the original language. And we have the translation, same pronunciation, pero in a Roman letter. Then may word-for-word translation and the whole translation with the bold letters. Then the purports. So those are the parts na Bhagavad Gita per text or per verse. Very scholarly. Kaya as it is siya because it was translated as it is. By His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada or Srila Prabhupada. He went to the West, galing sa India, more than 50 years ago, to spread this consciousness kasi hindi nila yung mga tao hindi ma-take advantage. Hindi nila makuha yung essence ng Bhagavad Gita because a lot of authors just did what they like business. But the main difference is maraming version ng Bhagavad Gita, but none of them became a devotee of Krishna, or very less. So how effective yung Bhagavad Gita as it is? Because the original message is there. It changed the hearts of thousands or millions, more than millions for sure, ng mga tao. It led them to the deeper understanding of the yoga philosophy. It helped bakit uso yung yoga ngayon. Bakit uso ang plant-based diet? Because of this movement. We call it Krishna consciousness movement. The consciousness of the Bhagavan, of Krishna. Because of understanding that. So this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita course. Because actually, we will just scratch the surface ng Bhagavad Gita. yung 5 weeks course natin. But don't be fooled by scratching the surface. Malalim pa rin yun. Pero there's much more deeper and deeper understanding on the Bhagavad Gita. So we are on the first level ng ating course, ng ating Braj Bhakti Academy in the Bhagavad Gita study. Nandito tayo sa essence of Bhagavad Gita. There are the others, a deeper understanding, pearls, or we call it gems, yung mga essential verses, inaaral each verses, and the Gita Seva, or the deeper, elaborated na study in depth. This will take months. I studied this sa India for half a year. Hindi pala, 1 year pala. 2 temples, tiniran ko. So until now, I'm studying. Pero we are in this area. Anong goal ng study natin sa yoga philosophy? Is for us to understand the philosophy according sa tinuro ng mga teachers. How we could apply it in our daily lives. It is not just gymnast or mga flexing lang natin ng mga brains natin, no? It should be applied in our daily lives. And paano? Practical. Dun papasok yung mga purports and of course, our practical understanding and discussion. Application in the daily lives. And if we have something very nice, how do you call it? Important news, good news, or may nangyari sa ating napakaganda, di ba? We wanted to always update yung mga loved ones natin. Same thing. You will happen, for sure, you will be in a situation that may eureka moment, may aha moment. Uy, ayos to natutunan ko ah. And you want to share it to others. And how to share that, we will also discuss. So these 3 purposes of the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And may mga assignments tayo regarding ng mga previous na i-discuss natin or feature na i-discuss natin. So every after class, expect meron tayong assignments. We have activities, interactive activities. May move review. And of course, after neto, madami pa. How to share yoga philosophy? One should know first the nick or nice. If may kausap ka, you must know their needs, interests, and concern. This is Srila Prabhupada speaking regarding the Bhagavad Gita to his disciples, the students of Bhakti Yoga. Yung mga monks to in that ashram. So, kailangan alam natin yung needs ng mga taong kausap natin, the interest and concern. You cannot teach yung mga calculus in mathematics kapag kailangan ng kausap mo is 1 plus 1. So, this is how to share yoga philosophy. If you're a yoga teacher, you must know ano yung kailangan nila. If you're a teacher, like teacher in psychology or a teacher in philosophy, you should know ano yung kailangan nila. In their needs, anong interest nila, and anong concern nila. So this will be the assignment. Dadagdag natin doon sa assignment mamaya. What is your expectation? Ano yung needs, interest, and concern ninyo? Kahapon tinanong ko ano yung interest ninyo. Bakit kayo nandito sa yoga philosophy course natin and meditation. Pero it will be helpful for the teacher to know much more yung students nila kapag nalaman ko yung needs, interest, and concern ninyo. And our Bhagavad Gita study will be in a pattern kasi these are narrative. But by the help ng mga ibang teachers, they put it into charts, acronyms. There's a lot of illustrations for us to be able to grasp it. Kasi not every day we study philosophy. Hindi ko alam kung sobrang interested kayo sa philosophy, but not every day. But it will be fun because of the application neto sa buhay natin. If you studied philosophy sa school, ako personally, na-bored ako doon. I love philosophy, pero yung mga philosophy na sinasabi ng mga ibang philosophers are just flowery words, paikot-ikot. And you don't get the point, and you cannot apply it in your daily lives. So here, the philosophy is not invented. It is coming from Krishna himself, the Bhagavan. And the yoga is the process in connecting to that. And we will know how yung yoga asana rin is in the process how to connect to the yoga philosophy. So the other teachers gave a lot of illustrations, charts, and other things. We will use acronyms each chapter for us to be able to understand much more. So sa introduction natin, our acronym is intro, a 5-letter word, and it will help us to or guide us to understand the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So if you're ready, please press like, or you can show your thumbs up. Yan. Thanks. Introduction. Letter I natin. This is how we do it. So, Bhagavad Gita with in line with the cyclic succession. That is our letter I. Yan. Later, papakita ko yung slide. Pero in line with the cyclic succession, to study the Bhagavad Gita, kailangan galing sa mga teachers na may teacher na may teacher na nag-aaral ng Bhagavad Gita hanggang umabot kay Krishna. You could see the summary of the disciplic succession ay yung tinatawag na guru and disciple relationship na pass down nila. You could see that sa end ng introduction. May short list dito ng mga teachers or gurus hanggang umabot ngayong generation na to. Ay, sumabra naman ako. That is the Bhagavad Gita end ng introduction. Yan. 30 plus pages yan. Ito. This side. Yan. From Krishna hanggang umabot kay Srila Prabhupada, hanggang ibang disciple ni Srila Prabhupada, naging guru na. Then, of course, doon ako nabilang. I'm a servant of one, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So, in line with disciplic succession, this is an excerpt from the Mahabharata. Hindi ko alam kung attentive kayo nung high school. It was discussed in ancient history. The Mahabharata, a great epic. This is not a mythology. Even yung mga modern documentaries ng National Geographic, they prove yung Mahabharata did happen 5,000 years ago. The stories, the places, nandun. Even the kingdom na underwater na babasa Mahabharata, they know it for hundreds of years na nangyari na yun, thousands of years even. Na-prove nila, pumunta sila sa ilalim ng dagat sa Dwarka, andun. So, Mahabharata is an epic. And in between neto, andun yung Bhagavad Gita before the war started. Yung setting ng Bhagavad Gita we will discuss also. So, in line with this succession, sige, Levi, if you have a question, you can put in the group chat. We will answer it on the spot if it is related right away or baka mamaya later isasagutin. But you can always put pala your questions sa group chat. So, how to understand the philosophy? We have this. Analogy, examples, and stories. Analogy, ang pattern na ito, lagi may word na similarly, especially sa Bhagavad Gita. Yung isang example ng analogy is, if one would need to study the Bhagavad Gita, just like one who is taking a medicine, kailangan susundin niya yung sabi ng doktor, prescription, one should read kung ano yung instruction, paano gamitin yung medicine. Similarly, in studying the Bhagavad Gita, one should have a teacher and one should follow the instructions how to study the Bhagavad Gita. So that example is the analogy. For one to be able to understand much more yung philosophy, kinumpare siya sa isang bagay na much relevant sa atin. Like the body, when we're talking about the body is not ourselves. We are the soul inside. Ang analogy doon, like Meron tayong damit, if you're not gonna use the clothes already, madumi na siya, end of the day, you have to change it to a fresh cloth. Similarly, if yung body natin is wear and tear na, organs is not functioning, we have to change the body. That is death and birth. So that's analogy. Para mas mabilis maintindihan. Example, alam natin to. Giving an example from a statement. In the Bhagavad Gita, it was mentioned, sabi ni Krishna, there are 8,400,000 species of life. Isa doon yung tao. The rest is other animals, moving and non-moving living entity. So 8,400,000 yung species na yun. Example doon yung mga 400,000 is like human forms. Andun yung mga tao, andun yung mga angels, andun yung mga demons, the demigods, Gandharvas, higher beings, lower beings. The other 8 millions are non-human-like. Mga beasts, birds, reptiles, diba? Iba-iba yon. Those are, that is the example of example. You're giving an example to the statement. So it is also here in the Bhagavad Gita para mas maintindihan natin. Stories is like this Bhagavad Gita is coming from Krishna. Hindi siya libro dati. It was spoken. He gave it to the sun god, Vivashvan, and Vivashvan gave it to his disciple, and it was given to Ikshvaku, and it was given to another disciple, hanggang umabot niya yun sa generation natin. So, yun yung story kung paano na-pass down. So, these three, mapapansin natin to palagi sa Bhagavad Gita, much more sa purports. So, same to, it will help us to understand philosophy. So, letter I natin is in line with disciplic succession. Disciplic succession is the teacher and student relationship. So, we are not wasting time. I'm not gonna waste your time, and I'm not wasting my time studying, spending hours sa isang philosophy books or the idea of isang bagay na inimbento lang ng isang tao. And there's a lot of lesser intelligent person. A while ago, actually may classes ako every morning bago yung class na to. Meron mga classes. This morning, nag-aaral kami na lesser intelligent person just dedicate their lives in sense gratification. Chasing for money, chasing for fame, chasing for material things. If one doesn't use it for self-realization, paurut-ulit lang yung buhay niya, entertained, running in circles, rat race. That's why people are in so much anxiety or mental disorder. So similarly, we don't want to waste time following other ideas na mga binigay ng society lang, na binigay ng different people, not that we are not sure of. We want to follow our lifestyle according sa yoga philosophy because we know it is coming from the disciplic succession, is coming from Krishna himself. The pursuit of happiness, how to remove anxiety and depression, how to practice the meditation and the yoga, it is written in the scriptures. So this is in line with disciplic succession, or you can put in line. Para yung ibig sabihin nun, in Sanskrit. How to know if genuine or legitimate yung binubuhusan natin ng oras, the scriptures or the idea that I am saying, or the other teachers are saying. There are 3 authorities. We call it Praman. This is Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra. Ang ganda nito kasi yung Sanskrit, yung mga terminologies, very close, halos lahat ng language sa buong mundo. Just like Guru. Alam meaning ng Guru sa Tagalog language is teacher. Diba? Sa Sanskrit, same. Teacher. Mukha, same. Sa Sanskrit and sa Tagalog, same. Mukha. Face. So, Guru is one authority. If there's an idea, like what I'm saying to you, trying to share, kailangan sinabi ng Guru yun. Kasi sinabi ng Guru niya yun, ng Guru niya yun. So, hindi siya watered down. Hindi siya invented or whimsically speculated. It should be also in the authority of the sadhu, saintly persons, those who are practicing it. Kailangan parehas yung sinabi ng guru sa kay mga saintly person. Of course, the guru is considered as saintly person, sadhu. And sastra or scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita, and others like Srimad Bhagavatam. These three is the check and balance. Kailangan inline tong tatlong to. Ano yung sinasabi ng guru, kailangan ay hindi yung sinasabi ng scriptures sa ng sadhu. Kung yung sinasabi ng sadhu or even students, kailangan ay yung sabi ng guru sa kanyang scriptures. Check and balance tong tatlo. Hindi siya invented. Ang daming tao, ang daming pseudo-gurus dahil maraming followers lang. They will dress like a saintly person. Pero pag pinakinggan mo yung sinasabi nila, paikot-ikot lang. Flowery words. It did not came from their teachers or they don't have a teacher. Wala, hindi galing sa scriptures. Then pinaikot-ikot lang nila. So, that is the gift na binibigay ng course ngayon sa mga students. For us to not waste time in these different speculated ideas or pseudo-teachers. For us to spend the time dun sa legit or genuine na practice ng yoga philosophy. Kaya yun yung letter I. Very first letter sa ating introduction. Letter N, non-enviousness. This is the right way to approach Bhagavad Gita. Everything in this world is a competition. Punta ka sa Olympics, may champion, may first runner-up, second runner-up. Sa career ladder, lahat may hierarchy. Lahat nag-uunahan, lahat may racing, lahat competitive. But the right way to approach Bhagavad Gita is not in a competition way. It should be in a surrender, a humble mood. We will learn, of course, bakit ganito yung mood in studying the Bhagavad Gita. Nasa Bhagavad Gita mismo yun. It is encouraging. So, hindi kayo magkakakompetensya, yung mga magkakaklase. The mood is encouragement with each other. In the competition, it is not just racing towards the better position and place. Yung iba doon, naghihilahan pa pababa. Diba? I don't know if you've heard the crab mentality. Dapat hindi ka maging successful kung hindi kami successful. Hilayan pababa. Diba? Yung mga classic sa story, pag yung Pinoy na sa ibang bansa, sila yung nagsisiraan. Same. Because of the competition, competitive mood. The only person that you should compete with is your own self, your past self. The rest, you should be encouraging. So the mood in studying the Bhagavad Gita is in surrender, in humility, and encouraging. That's letter N. This is the right way to approach Bhagavad Gita. We're not approaching Gita to conquest or in a proud mood. That will defeat the purpose of the yoga philosophy. Letter T, transcendentalists. Diniscuss natin to kahapon. The materialist is the one who meditates on the material things. Hindi sila kasali sa transcendentalist. Meaning yung transcendentalists or transcend beyond the material realm. So these are the meditators who wants to transcend material realm. Iikot-ikot tayo dito sa topic na to. We will learn sino yung mga impersonalists, yung meditators, and sino yung mga bhakta or bhakti yogi, the devotee. Impersonalists, short introduction, they meditate on nothingness, the light, the nirvana, the Brahma Jyoti, voidism. They meditate on that. What do they get after meditating in that mood, in that goal? Wala. Bakit naman Radhacharan? Meditation nila wala nothingness, di ba? You'll feel empty, you'll feel depressed, you'll feel frustrated. Pwedeng mawawala yung mga current na takbo sa utak natin, pero pag na-clear na yun, you'll feel empty. Yeah, wala lang po. Kasi yung meditation Impersonal. Walang personal touch. It's hard to love an impersonal person. They don't know how to connect. They don't know how to use love. They don't want even love. They're impersonal. May purpose bakit binaba ni Gautama Buddha, ni Lord Buddha, yung impersonalism. We will talk about that in the future. Gautama Buddha is also an incarnation of Krishna. Krishna is the supreme and he incarnated also as Buddha for one specific purpose. That is, one of it is ahimsa, non-violence. Pero in the future, wag kayong mag-alala, i-discuss natin much more further. They're also called Gyani. Gyani is knowledge. Knowing a lot of things. Academically, PhD ka man, may master ka. You know a lot of things about this software, this industry. They are Gyani. But if you put in transcendental, they are called Gyani Yoga. Jnana Yoga. You use the intelligence, the knowledge to connect to Krishna. Remember, yoga is to connect. You don't just, like the body, ito yung sa meditator yogi, the body is the way to connect. Using the mind is Jnana Yoga. So, di-discuss pa natin yan further. Don't be overwhelmed. Introduction pa lang tayo. Meditator, they are those who meditate. They are those, also yung mga yogi asana, yung mga nag-perform ng mga hatha yoga, ashtanga yoga, and such. Positions, the body. There are two stages ng pag-practice ng yoga asana. The first few stages, of course, materially, they will be flexible. They could handstand, headstand, diba? They could be inverted, twisted. They could have the perfect breathing. And kapag medyo na perfect nila yon, but it will take years and years, or minsan the whole year, whole life, one will be able to have some mystic powers. Or we call it siddhis, as a siddhis, perfection of the 8 mysticism. Discuss natin yan. Pero hindi natin yung gagawin yon. Hindi yan yung goal natin. At the end of it, they will meditate on Krishna within. The Paramatma, the Super Soul. So, ito yung mga meditator, yung mga yogi. And there are those who are bhaktas, personalists. So, yung meditator, half of it, or at least 75% dito, impersonalist sila hanggang umabot sila sa pagiging personalist. Because they will realize, after all the mysticism, powers, and yung mga nagagawa nila, that this is not the goal. This is still material. They want to go further. They want to connect to the Supreme. That is when they will experience bhakta or bhakti. Connection of ourself, to our own self, to others, and to the Supreme. These are the personalists. These are those who chant Hare Krishna. These are those who perform Bhakti Yoga. Again, this is not degrading the others. One should also, me personally, I do my yoga asana. It is a big help for like a monk like me to control the senses and the mind. But you can do that also by doing bhakti. But if that will help, I like to move my body. So you can do that. Impersonalism, I don't know if I need to advise it to you, because if you perform Bhakti Yoga, it fulfills the other part of transcendental meditation. We will learn about the yoga ladder. Ano yung hierarchy na itong mga yoga practices. So these are the transcendentalists. It's good to know this because we will see kung ano yung mga spiritual practice ng mga tao. And you will notice yung ibang spiritual practice, so-called lang siya spiritual. Even yung mga sect or groups ngayon, some are just focusing on how you praise God so you'll have money. It is still material. Ano sila sa materialist? They do praise God so they will have bank account. They will remove their problems so they could enjoy much more yung buhay nila, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, or getting intoxicated, or just chasing money, yung mga real estate nila, yung mga investment nila. Wala pa nga sila minsan dito sa mga to. Nasa material pa rin. So we will see. Hindi lahat ng mga pseudo-religion or spiritualist is on the same path. That is why people are allergic sa word na religion ngayon. A lot of people use the word religion. But the practice of those who are preaching in other places, in other groups, are really opposite from their lifestyle. So marami tayo matutunan, and we will learn to observe. And of course, we are encouraging you to question, to think. This is not a blind faith practice. That is why there's a philosophy. That's the purpose of philosophy, to answer our question and to create more questions. So this is not blind faith. Ayun yung yoga philosophy. You learn also with your experience and application. Letter R natin, real position or dharma. Narinig niyo ba yung band Up, Dharma, Down? The dharma of up is down. The dharma of water is to become wet. Hindi mo matanggal sa water yon, kahit nasa ibang bansa ka. Minsan, in a not unnatural condition, especially the temperature, the water will evaporate or the water will froze. Pero ang original constitution niya is to become wet. Water. Ayun yung dharma niya. Ang fire, anong constitution ng fire? Anong dharma ng fire? Maging hot. Maging warm or hot, or papaso ka. That's fire. Hindi mo maalis yun doon. So, anong constitution position or dharma ng isang living entity, ng isang soul? That is to serve. Hindi yung matanggal sa tao and sa other living entities, which is sila, may soul din sila, nasa ibang body lang sila, to serve. They will always serve. We will always serve. You have your boss in your school, in work, you have your teachers in the school, you have your elder brother sa bahay, you have your nanay. Hindi, rado siya rin. Solo ako nakatira sa bahay, tapos may business ako. Lahat sila nagkatrabaho sa akin. So, pag kumita na yung business mo, tapos may pera ka na, tapos biglang kinasal ka, in love ka, kinasal ka. Tumatawa si Oliver, alam na yung punchline. You will give your money na pinagpaguran nila sa business mo sa iyong misis. Because your misis is the boss. Hindi, rado charan. Single forever ako. I am also a king. Ako yung emperor sa buong mundo. Which is ganun dati. Isang emperor sa buong mundo. Still, one should serve his senses. Kung napapansin yung ibang tao, they will work only to fulfill their tummy, the sense of eating nila. So, bakit ka ba nagkatrabaho? Para makapag-travel, makakain ako sa iba't ibang places. Or para makita ko yung mga iba't ibang magandang tanawin sa creation na to. The sense of sight. Or the sense of touch. Diba? Yung iba, they will spend their lives chasing after the sexual pleasures. Tumatakbo yung buhay nila for sex. Sad but true, maraming ganun. Because they cannot control the senses, they're the servant of the senses. Much more is lust. Maraming bahay na sinira na ito. Maraming relationship sinira ng lust. Kahit di nila gusto, hindi nila makontrol yung sarili nila because they have a weak mind. They cannot control the senses. They are servant of their senses. So, we are servants. The question is, kanino ka nagka-serve? Kanino mo bibigay yung pagiging servant mo? So, that is the purpose of yoga philosophy, redirecting. Parang gumagamit ka ng GPS, ng Waze, or Google Maps. Minsan ang dami mong pinupuntahan, di ba? Saan kaya maganda pumunta? Zoom in ka ng zoom in. You need to be grounded. Press mo yung, ang tawag na, find me. Para hanapin kung nasaan ka. Pag nalaman mo kung saan ka, knowing who you really are, then you will know kung saan ka pupunta. Anong direction. Same thing. Knowing kung sino talaga tayo, that is one purpose of this yoga philosophy, connecting to our own selves. And we should know saan natin i-divert yung service na yun. That is yoga. If you're performing yoga asana, that's service. It's like you're having the performance arts, pleasing the demigods. Because that's the history. Si Shiva, he dances in front of Lord Vishnu. He wants to please Vishnu. Then Vishnu is, this is some story if medyo may alam ka sa yoga. For those who doesn't practice yoga, ikukwento ko in detail to in the future. Kung sino yung mga personality na to. So si Vishnu is lying on Anantasesh. That is the incarnation of his brother Balaram, Krishna and Balaram, Vishnu and Anantasesh. So naramdaman ni Anantasesh na bumibigat si Vishnu. He was being pleased by Shiva dancing in front of him. Si Shiva is imitating yung mga forms ng mga tao, ng mga hayop and all, the mountains, the trees, other entities moving and moving. And Vishnu was being pleased and sabi ni Ananta, ang tagal ko na siya binubuhat, ngayon lang siya bumibigat na ganito, ngayon siya napi-please. I hope in the future, I would be able to please Vishnu as well. So in the future, he was incarnated as Patanjali. So, si Patanjali alam natin yung pinanggalingan ng mga yoga, sutras and asanas. Pero galing kay Shiva. So it's a dance, it's an offering, it's a service. If you do, nagulat tuloy si Marina. Yan. If you do the breathing exercises, you offer the breathing, the inhale to the exhale. Ang dami technical term. Ang dami technical na nangyayari. That is serving. Same. Ano yung greatest pleasure na mararamdaman mo? Diba? If you give something, if you give love, the sole purpose ng isang soul, kulit na, sole purpose ng isang soul is to give love and receive love. And the greatest gift na pwede mong ibigay is the service. The greatest form of love is service. Last letter natin, letter O. Don't be overwhelmed. Yung mga to, i-discuss natin further as we move forward because introduction pa lang po. So, hindi natin, ini-scratch natin yung surface ng buong course natin. Ocean of Mercy, because this place, actually, this world is not a paradise. People will be frustrated na, ang dami nangyayari, ang dami kaganapan, may pandemic, may lindol, yung economic problem natin. Diba? This is the nature of this world. Dukkhalayam. A nature of miseries. Nandun din, of course, yung happiness. We call it dualities, the happiness and distress. The winter and summer, the day and night. That is the nature of this world. Don't have to be surprised. Ma-frustrate ka kapag ini-expect mo na paradise to. This is not a paradise. This earth, that is the nature. Happiness and distress, suffering and relief andito sa world na to. Bakit Ocean of Mercy? Because we don't really belong here. We are just visitors. Temporarily staying here. It might look like nandito tayo nakatira forever. Yes, matagal na tayo dito. We are born here many times, hundreds, thousands, even millions of times already. But we really don't belong here. We belong sa spiritual world. It is not heaven. Heaven is still in material world. We'll discuss that also. Heaven and hellish planets. The spiritual world is our regional home, and this place is a place where we will learn yung mga dapat natin matutunan. And that yoga is the process in connecting to that learnings. One of the first steps is the yoga asana, because one is controlling the senses, controlling the mind, grounding oneself. Then one should be ready to receive the knowledge and practice it. So there's more to yoga than the practice in the yoga mat. We will learn much more. Ocean of Mercy because Krishna, the Supreme, knows that we are here in the material world. We're experiencing a lot. Sometimes, sobra-sobra na, lalo na ngayong pandemic. Parang yung calamities and miseries for 10 years, binaksak na lang ng 1 year. Yung mga different miseries are divided into 3. Miseries from nature, from other living entities, and from self. We are experiencing mga lindol, bagyo, coming from nature. Other living entities, either sa kapitbahay mo yung kwento ng kwento or nag-video okay pa lang. Nag-video okay, tanghali pa lang. Miserable, di ba? Or like the virus, a living entity. Or animals. So, we could experience misery from them. And the last one is the most silent battle that we will always, or we are always in a war with. The misery is coming from our own selves. Coming from the mind. Yung mga inner battles natin everyday. Minsan may group or may board meeting sa utak mo. Taasin nyo kami yung if na-experience nyo to sa umaga or the rest of the day. Nag-meeting ka sa utak mo tapos di sila magkakasundo. Nagkaagulo sila. Oh, yan. Sige. Di ba? We will experience this. Of course, there is the depression, anxiety. Even one will commit suicide. Sino magkasabi sa kanya gawin yun? Siya pa rin yung magde-decide. So there are the miseries coming from one's own selves. The process of yoga, the yoga philosophy is to understand it, to transcend this ocean of mercy, because Krishna knows na nandito tayo. He gives the scriptures, the guide for us, the japamala for us to connect to Him, chanting, and of course the association like you, the practitioner of Bhakti Yoga, for us to be able to know, learn, and move forward. Kaya Ocean of Mercy. Andito tayo, pero kasama natin si Krishna as the Supreme. In our hearts. And, of course, in everyone's heart. Sino yung mga student ng Bhagavad Gita? If you have these questions, who am I? After ng pandemic, nawala yung mga title ko, nawala yung work ko, nawala yung job, nawala yung career position, nag-downgrade, nag-upgrade, yung mga piloto, nag-call center, diba, yung artist, naging rider, ang dami. Tapos, it's bewildering. Kasi, yung buong buhay na ginugol mo, one click, the misery is coming from other, very small virus. Virus is smaller than bacteria. Na bago. Who am I? Sino ako ngayon? Radha Charan. If you have this question, and you have the second question, why these things are happening to me? I'm a good person. Why bad things are happening to me? So, if you have this question, even one question lang, you're the perfect student ng Bhagavad Gita, ng Yoga Philosophy. So, sino yung may question ng ganito dito? Who am I? Or, why these things, good or bad, is happening to me? Diba? I want healing. Yes, I want something. I want to move forward. Gusto ko mawala yung pagiging broken-hearted ko. In my survey, maraming nagka-practice ng spirituality kasi broken-hearted sila. So yan, dami nagtaas na kamay. Yes. We're all students of Bhagavad Gita. It's a journey how to know ourselves. And also how to know yung reason bakit nangyayari yung mga sa paligid natin. Ba't ba may pandemic? Diba? Bakit ba nangyayari to sa isang tao na maganda yung activities? Bakit sa iba yung nangyayari? This question will be answered. So that is our intro, recap. It's 8 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. In line with the cyclical session, we are practicing a genuine practice that is coming from line of disciplic succession or teachers. That's what we wanted to learn. We want to learn. We don't want to waste our time. I don't want to waste your time. My time as well. So, inimbento lang. And we don't want to also speculate. We want to learn. There is one rule, like rule of the empty cup. Having a broader mind to understand. But don't follow it blindly. Question. Inquire. Non-enviousness is the mood. We're not in competition. Your only competition is your previous self. You want to improve and improve. And we want to encourage others. This is a community. You will, after some time, you will be joining yung mga other students in the group chat and all. How very sweet yung mga relationship. Because like-minded person eh. Yeah. Family is not always the same interest. Sometimes even friends geographically. Pero pag nahanap mo yung tribe mo, yung squad mo, same na channel kayo, like-minded person, you feel at home. Safest place, yes. Transcendentalists, we learn about introduction ng ating impersonalists, the yogis, and the bhaktas. Tatlong to. Babalikan natin to palagi, don't worry. Real position, we are, anong real position natin, anong dharma natin? You can type. Para tingnan natin, natandaan nyo. Anong dharma natin ng isang soul is to become a nakalimutan nyo kaagad. Servant. Yes, sama si Levi. To serve. Yes. That is the dharma, to serve. The question is, kanino mo ibibigay, ida-direct yung service. And the ocean of mercy, we have people like you, like-minded person, nakasama natin sa journey. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go long, go with others. The power of association. So, this energy ng material world is so strong. Easily kaya kang i-break na to like a single stick. But if together, it's hard, a bundle of stick. The process of yoga is there. It's a positive energy. And the material energy will always try to tempt you. Yung mga old habits die hard. So we want to improve. We want to heal. We have to move forward. We have to go. We want to have peace of mind. But our old habits doesn't want that. They just want comfort and sense gratification. So in association, we will be stronger. These are the assignments. 5 relationship with Krishna. You can find the introduction. You don't have the book yet. Pinasa ko sa PDF yon sa group chat natin and yung ating ebook file. Again, tomorrow I will be going to Manila. Literally Manila. TAF, UN. I think I will visit Divisoria to get some stuff. So if you're around the area, I could meet you, or I can lala move the books that you desire to have, the bundles of books and beads. We will post later. And if you just want the ebooks, no problem. But I suggest you have the ebook on another screen aside from the Zoom class natin. Kasi minsan we have to read separately. Then the beads, we have a lot of beads here. Ang dami dyan. You could bring it, made by the monks in India. Or you can make your own. Yan, si Manmin, name ng group chat is V or 5, Meditation and Yoga Philosophy. Send me a message directly, PM. Tapos, I'll add you up kung wala ka pa doon. Or you can check yung message request. Yan. Message mo ako ito, Rada Charandas. I'll send my name in Facebook. I'll type. Importante na nasa group chat tayo kasi announcement will be there. Notification and other file sharing. The slides, the videos and all. So I invite everyone to open their cameras. Ay, hindi, ito muna. 5 relationship, sorry. With Krishna, nasa introduction. Very easy. How to study the Bhagavad Gita. 1.1, ibig sabihin, chapter 1, verse 1. So, find it, how to study the Bhagavad Gita. Then, write minimum of 3 sentences. What is your expectation sa ating yoga philosophy classes? So, screen capture this. I will send it also to the group chat. And please open your cameras. So, we'll have a group photo. Those who are posting, please tag me. So it will be an inspiration for others as well. Facebook or sa Instagram. And yung mga group photos, I'm sending them naman sa group chat natin. Hello, hello. Nice to see you having your darshan. Si RA naka-duty. Ay. Okay, count of 3. Eyes on the camera. 1, 2, 3. Smile. 1, 2, 3. My dear ones, I'm humbled and honored having your presence. Hello, Scarlett. And tuloy-tuloy natin to tomorrow ulit. We will have the second part ng ating meditation. Again, it will be alternative. Meditation, yoga philosophy, meditation, yoga philosophy. Every day, Monday to Saturday, 9 to 10. Hopefully, hindi kayo magsawa sa bosses ko. Pero we will go further and further, deeper and deeper in our practice. And this practice is not just inside the Zoom call. It will be tested, yung practice natin, outside ng Zoom call natin, just like in yoga sana. Kung paano ka magiging yogi outside the yoga mat. So you can share this consciousness, rising our consciousness through our actions. We will go further with the wisdom and have yung application sa buhay natin by our actions, even without speaking. In the future, we will learn how to gently share this because not everyone is ready for this, knowing this kind of philosophy. Very rare. You are very rare souls, and I pay my obeisances to you. So if you have things to do, some errands, please do so. Be careful. Ingat palagi. Be vigilant. Take care of this body. We are not the body, but this body is also important. These are vehicle to perform our services. Take good care of it. But also, today, hindi tayo nag-chant. That is the norm sa yoga philosophy because it's a discussion. But I will highly suggest and recommend and beg, because a monk is a beggar, for you to still chant one round today. Sino nag-chant pala kagabi? Si Manmin. Okay, sabi. Nakakita ko na yung mga natin, mga follower ng mga assignments natin. Yan, Sister Caris. Yan. Thank you si Chloe, si Abby. So today, you could chant minimum one round. Minimum, ibig sabihin hindi ka bababa doon. Pero pwede ka mag-chant more than that. Minimum one round. Minimum 108 times. The way to experience full yung meditation and yoga philosophy course, if we chant every day, if we read what we are supposed to be reading, para mas ma-experience natin in full. And if we're just scratching the surface, but my promise to you is to give the full experience of this course. And yeah, it will be at least. So of course, and hopefully we could reach that reservoir of pleasure, the bliss and the peace of mind doing this course. And of course, the goal is to have the bhakti, the love, the yoga of love. Thank you very much. If you wish to remain to have your questions, I will be staying for some time. But if you need to go, my obeisances. See you. Salamat. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Sige, bye Scarlett. Yeah. Let's see kung merong question. Si Levi may question daw kanina. Nandito pa ba si Levi? Yan. If you have some questions, yan. Sabi ni Milk kanina, what you seek is also seeking you. If you're sending your energy to something, you will get it. Yung mga addicts sa drugs, nakita mo yung tropa nila, kahit saan sila pumunta, makakita sila ng same addicts sa drugs with the same substance. Kasi ganun yung energy nila. If artists, makakilala sila ng mga iba't ibang artists. If yung mga chismoso, makakita sila ng mga iba't ibang chismoso in different places. Same channel. Pag pumunta ka sa channel na yon, same wavelength. Yan. Yes. So I think ngayon wala pa masyadong question. Sabi ni Oliver, gusto niyo yung bumait, hindi niyo magawa. Because of the mind. All the habits die hard. The more we move forward, the more we will learn about the philosophy and Yes, Hare Krishna. I'm happy. Everyone is learning how to read the Hare Krishna. And this is chanting the name. It's deeper than Namaste. Namaste is my soul respects the soul in you. Hare Krishna is my soul is paying obeisances not just to your soul but also to Krishna from within you. Chanting Krishna's name, Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna, everyone. Good morning. And if you have more follow-up question and inquiry, you can PM me or DM me, Facebook or Instagram. Thank you very much, Ray, Mishmark, Manmin, Chloe, Mel, Carice, and Milka. I'll see you tomorrow again. May nakataas ba ng kamay? Shay? May question ka ba, Shay? Okay, nakataas lang kamay niya. Hare Krishna. Namaste. Bye. High five.